Okay, this is Aaron again with Exalted Lamb 1, and I have my part 3 of iPad Go 2 split wide open May attacks. Of course, the timeline that I had did not happen. Several things did not happen like I thought they might. But again, this is my grand guess. So I'm very excited about revealing so many things that the Lord has brought to my attention and understanding in iPad Go and other things about this new timeline that's still in May, because there's a lot of things about May going on. The time frame of the last two full moons, the two moons, and so many things. So I can't wait to get into this for you. I'm just excited to be able to bring this to you because basically, when I realized on May 8th, actually the next day, May 9th, when nothing happened on May 7th or May 8th. And when I say nothing, I mean not the major attacks or anything, or some of the things I had said, but other things did happen. I'll touch on those, and that's all key to the setup of what's going on here. This next timeline, this is really crazy how this is working out. And I'm having several more things that didn't even fit before now fitting that I could not see until the Lord just kind of opened my eyes. So I'm just so excited, and hopefully you get excited about this because the time is almost up. And in fact, I believe May is it. And May is the fifth month to us that we know, and it's almost like grace is running out at the end of May. So I'm very excited to share all this stuff with you. Another discovery I have, like I show here in my thumbnail as well, is day 4 is discovered. So, like I've shared many times in the past on my videos, from the apple roll, the lily drops the apple, which I'm going to show again. It falls, it rolls. Each roll is one day because there's a spot on it that mimics the sun, and each time it rolls, it's a day. Then it goes back and forth. It hits Obama's foot, goes back and forth. And I've explained in previous videos, I'm not going to get into all that right now again, but I've explained in previous videos, you should watch those, why each apple or each day is. So when it goes across the 7, it's the 7th day, the 7 upside down. It hits Obama's foot, it's the 8th day. It also completes the C to make an 8, that kind of stuff. And I'll show this in this slide as well here, but and then it goes back forth slightly, 9, 10. It splits open. You see the leaf, it says 11, and then the two seeds growing together 2 more days. So it ends up being a 13-day process of a birth. Okay, and that's what they're showing in iPad Goat. And it's the birth of the Antichrist Obama, and it's also the birth of the man-child into heaven. And they show a little bit of that about the man-child, like the baby that's in the egg that Draco's looking over, and it has praying hands, and some other things that I've shared before. So let me get right into it here. I'm kind of excited to bring this information to you, so let's get right into it. So, as I said before, 5-1 I thought might be the start. And again, 5 May is really, in the Gregorian, to the masses, is what the elites want us to believe it's the 5th month, but they believe it's the 3rd month to them. And there's a lot of hints to that. Like one of the things I mentioned that's a example that Trump is an elite. He's a billionaire. You don't get in the billionaires club without you getting approved and everything, and I'll have all your background and everything right. So people said he accidentally said 7-Eleven. Well, I'm going to actually talk about that more in my next video, about the things that Trump actually said when he said 7-Eleven, what he meant, what he said, the signaling. But he was really signaling that September was the 7th month, and that goes for reasons. Sept is 7 in Latin, and all the way up to December. Decem is 10. I've shared this 1,000 times. So anyway, 5 is really the 3rd month to the least. So 5-1, the 122nd day of the year, as I've shown all this programming in my previous videos, my part 1 and part 2, and some other videos that I shared about the movies, like 311 is 511. You should check those out as well. And even going back to the next 9/11 series, all these things I've done for like the last year and 9 months, they all add up to this time, because ultimately we're trying to find the exact day of all these codes. And so what the Lord was showing me after 5/8, 5/9 came around, and it was in the morning, I was kind of depressed. I was just like, Lord, what is going on? And I was just praying, and in fact, I got to a point where I was just asking Him to be done with this. And I just said, let me let go of this. And I was just petitioning Him, praying, let me let go of this. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm tired of so much of this. I never ask for putting up dates. I'm not ever setting dates because these are all my grand guesses. And I don't, I'm not prophesying anything. I'm guessing based on the information I'm given, based on stuff he gives me, all the stuff I search for in iPad Go, predictive programming, and movies, TV shows, all this kind of stuff that I share. And I never wanted to do this, but he gave me dreams and visions in the beginning about 5 years ago, almost exactly. Well, actually, take that back. It's been almost exactly 5 years ago. Yeah, that's exactly right. It was near my birthday 5 years ago, and that's coming up again. I'm going to tell you what that is. So I never wanted to do that. I never asked for that. I never even thought any of this stuff. When he told me about 7 years ago that Stinky BO was the AC, I had no idea. I mean, I knew he was bad. I knew he was evil. I could tell. I could tell when he spoke, he was evil. Um, but he just one day he said, "America is Babylon," and Barack Obama was the Antichrist. I was like, "What?" And then I just scrambled to find evidence and everything. Especially when I started doing videos about a year 9 months ago, I decided that when he told me, started doing videos. That day he told me it was actually Barack Obama's birthday, and I didn't even know it was. The next day, I put out my first video. You can go look back at there. My first video was August 5th, 2018, and it was the day after August 4th, and he told me August 4th. And a lot of my videos are about, they have to do with the birth of the Antichrist and the birth of the man-child, the bride, the man-child into heaven, the faithful followers of Christ that know Jesus, and they will be taken up and be birthed as he is revealed as the Antichrist at the same time. It's a twin birth. I've been talking about it a long time. I have my twins after this. My twins yesterday were, my twins yesterday, or the day before yesterday, sorry, were a year old, and they're tied to my birth. Their birth is tied to my birthday this month, and I'm going to get into all that. It's really crazy. I'm just blown away, but I didn't ever want this. But he gave me a dream. This 923 America is laid low, and I've shared that many times. I'm gonna get into all it right now. And other visions and things, seeing destruction, seeing aircraft carriers. One particular one was an aircraft carrier that was sinking, people dying. I mean, so many things. I've seen a massive wave that was hundreds of feet high, and all these people. And I tried to, it has to do with my time on YouTube here, which was, years before I started YouTube, and I didn't realize until I started doing YouTube videos that, oh my gosh, that's all about this time. And all these people's responses when I started yelling, "A wave's coming, a wave's coming." Anyway, I have a video on that back in my videos on my channel. You should check out. It's called The Day of the Ark. You can go back on my channel, look at that. It's very fascinating, but that really motivated me to do stuff on YouTube as well. And I've got every kind of response on YouTube, everywhere from people loving what I do and thinking I'm a rock star to people wanting me dead, and people threatening my family, to kill my babies, all kinds of stuff. So my heart's all into this. If any of you doubt that, you will see this day come someday, whether it's this time frame I'm talking about right now, which I'm so confident of, although it's a grand guess, it will happen. These things will happen. I just don't know exactly, because he won't tell me exactly until it's really, really close. So this may be it. So here we go. So 5-1, I was saying, is really 5-19. This is my grand guess. This is what I see from the information I'm showing, the things that he's telling me. And it's based on several things I'm going to get into here. So 5-19, as I've shared before, the elites look at 19 as hiding 1. 1 plus 9 is 10. Take away the 0, you still have 1. Or anything you add 9 to. So if you have a bunch of numbers side by side, and you're going to compress them, if there's 9s, you can either compress them with other numbers, or you can just knock them out. Because anything you add to 9 stays the same. So 19 is really 1. So 5-19 is really 5-1, and it's the 140th day of the year. Now this is really crazy, because the 122nd day of the year, as in 5-1, was totaled up to 5. 1 plus 4 is also 5, being the 5th month. And now, and 5 is really important in this whole thing for a number of reasons, because we're talking about 3 different births. And we're talking about 2 births for the faithful, in a sense. Well, I take that back. It is 3 for both. So it is 5-1. I mean, as far as code wise, 5-1, 5-11, 5-13. So 5 the first day, the 11th day, and the 13th day. But for the real day, I believe, it's showing 5-19 as the hidden, because you have to. because they like to compress numbers. In my next video, I'm probably going to show a video of Christine Lagarde. I've showed before. She was the former head of the IMF, and she is a lead. She was an elite as well. I think she's actually a man, but she goes off as a woman, and she reveals, she's one of the few elites that have revealed that they compress numbers and actually talks about it. And I'm probably going to show it in my next video. Hopefully I remember to do that. So anyway, so it makes sense that this real timeline, you would have to compress numbers to get the real dates. So because they love compressing numbers to get to the hidden numbers. So here we go. So then again, wait one more time here. So this is 1 plus 2 is 5, which means the 5th month to us, and then 1 plus 4 is 5 as well. Also, so a lot of these numbers mean multiple things. So 14 being the 14th day, being a first day of birth, because she is pain to be delivered. It's like the Revelation 12 sign. There's 12 figures behind her, like there's 12 stars, and then she's the virgin dropping, and this ends up being Jupiter. The apple rolls. Looks like Jupiter's got a spot on it, but it's red, and all this kind of stuff I've shared before. Okay, but look, 1-4 is Obama's number. It's 7. He's 7-7 because 7 plus 7 is 14. Why is that? Because he's 14. He is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 13 is the last one here. Then the last level on this pyramid. Then the 14th level is the eye in the triangle on the top of the pyramid, the capstone. There he is. Hey, I'm just saying it is a dark eye. Whatever. Just saying that's him, and that's what they intend it to be. I'm just telling you. Okay, so this is the 4th day. So the apple rolls and rolls, and then you see the spot. And as this spot is right here, and it starts to go away and go down here, then this on the floor, and I've talked about this a little bit in the past, but I never really dug into it because I couldn't quite tell what it was. And then I just decided, I really felt like the Lord was telling me, time to look at this really deeply. And then I will show you what it means. And it means something. And he was just telling me because 5-4 kept coming up. And one of the reasons why is because this year's Super Bowl 54, which was on a particular day that was very important regarding, what they're looking at. And Super Bowl 54 had so much imagery in it with the commercials, with the halftime show, with Shakira and J-Lo and all this kind of stuff. And it was very evil and cryptic. And 54 was huge. And so 5-4 or 522 is what I'm saying. 5-4, 2 plus 2 is 4. This is the 4th day. Okay, and this spot just starts to be buried right here. Yeah, that's funny. Sometimes when I'm doing some stuff like this, I don't know if you could hear that, but you hear, I actually live right next to a firehouse. And I've done videos sometimes when I'm talking about an emergency day, and then here an ambulance goes off. I don't know if you heard that or not, but that's really crazy. So there you go. Witness from God that 5-4 is a big day, possibly. And then, so there's something right here, and I'm going to show you what this is, what I've been able to figure out this is. Okay, it's in the floor. Remember, I showed you different things in the floor. So she drops it, 1st day. It rolls, the 4th day, the spot comes down. That becomes the 4th day. And let me go a little bit farther. So what I was saying before is the 4th day of May, or the 4th day of the apple roll, but it's in May. And again, May is really the 3rd month to the elites. But it looks like the real 5-4 is 522, or in a sense, 322, which is skull and bones. See that 322 right there? Because May is really the 3rd month to the elites. So there's something with this imagery right here on 322 right here. Can you kind of see that already? What that kind of looks like? Does that look like a dead face? Yeah, did you see that? Well, that is a dead face. So that is almost a combination of a person's face and a skull. Do you see the absence of the nose right here? The little, hole there that almost looks like an A shape. In fact, it might even be an A as well, and I'm going to show you that in a second. But you see, like, and there's a closed eye right here. There's a kind of a distorted closed eye right here. I don't know if you can see that. But I'm going to up the contrast and some other stuff to show you here. But check this out. Remember I showed you that was 322, skull and bones, and there's actually looks like there's a dead face right here. And see this thing right here. I'm going to show you what that is. This is really crazy when you mess with these images, like I've done with a lot of things. Like I've shown how Hawaii is in the apple that she drops upside down and backwards, and as it goes across the upside down 7, it starts spelling out Hawaii. I'm not getting into all that. It is a big apple, so that represents New York. It's also the apple of God's eye, which I hadn't seen a lot of evidence of that until real recently on some things. And so some people had mentioned that, and I'm like, I don't see a lot of evidence that it's talking about, Israel or anything, but it may split when, as well, we might have an attack on, I think we're going to have attacks on other parts, like I've said, London, Tokyo, with tsunamis, and there may be even an attack on Jerusalem at that time as well, because the apple may split, having to do with a peace deal, possibly as well. So, but I never made that a big deal because iPad Goat 2 is not a second movie. It's the second 9/11, because when President Bush was in the classroom with the kids on 9/11, they were reading the book The Pet Goat. And so this is my iPad Goat 2, and it does a lot symbolism and all this stuff. But the thing that matters about iPad Go 2 is not, hey, it's just a cartoon and it's nothing. No, it's actually predicted, and I've shown in my videos, all the videos I've done for a year and 9 months, it's predicted over 50 false flags in about 3 years. Okay, going on, yeah, a little over 3 years. It's predicted over 50 false flags, including hurricanes, Trump being president, ahead of time. And this thing was in pre-production in 2006 and then was produced in 2012. And way before Trump became president, way before all these different things happened, the reason why is because the demons that worked in the main artist, Louis Lefebvre, and his company, Heliofont, and the other artists, the demons that work in these people and in other media, they are putting all this information in this because the elites know this stuff ahead of time. They got all these plans from demons that work in all these people and all this media and everything that we watch, listen to, everything. It's crazy. So, and I'm proving that on each video. Okay, so now I darkened this a little bit and I did some contrast and some other things, changed the hue and stuff. You can see a little bit more of the face, and then again the nose and the mouth down here a little bit, kind of skewed like it's dead. There's so much more going on here, and I'm going to show you that. And maybe some stuff I don't even see. So, but I was really, the Lord led me to this and said, he pretty much told me there's going to be stuff here. And I'd looked at it before, but I didn't quite see anything, but I didn't really get into it at the time for a number of reasons. But because I wasn't convinced that I saw anything about 5-4, but after the Super Bowl and some other things, I kept seeing 5-4, 5-4, 5-4 all over the place. And plus, 5-4 is 45 backwards, which is the 45th Prez, and there's stuff with that as well. So, okay, so again, that's how you can see the skull and bones right there. It's a dead face. And then, as you see here, this kind of looks like there's a little bit of a light spot in there, so it almost looks like an A slightly, but even more than that, I kind of outlined where it looks like an upside-down V, or just kind of this triangular shape with a little triangular cutout. And I wasn't even thinking at the time when I was looking at this real deeply and looking at images and things, I wasn't even thinking about the date. I was thinking about all I was thinking about was the 4th day, because I knew that's when the spot or the sun on the apple was kind of being buried onto the floor as the apple was rolling. And I wasn't thinking about this. And then I realized as I saw this, I'll get into this in a second here. So this is upside down now. Okay, this is upside down and back to the original picture, but blown up. Okay, now look at this. This is so crazy. What is this? What do you think this is? Okay, I'm going to give you a second to try to figure out what do you think this is right here. Do you see this shape as well right here? This is crazy. This is really crazy. Okay, I'm going to give you a second to think about it now. Here it is. It's a meteorite. Woo! It's a meteor. And it's going past or into a pyramid. Okay, now check this out. This is so crazy. This is a pyramid shape right here. This is a pyramid shape right here. Also, when you look at it upside down, it looks like a planet incoming, maybe going across the sun or something. It looks like around in like a dark planet. So there's so much going on here, and I'm just going to show you what I think so far. But this is crazy. This is real crazy. Okay, so in the end of iPad Go, the Antichrist is in a boat, and he's basically being revealed, and then it shows at the very end, there's the pyramid, the Great Pyramids, and then this is actually, I put the image backwards so you can actually see it, but a meteorite hits the top of it and it explodes. Again, I just made this image backwards, so look how it perfectly lines up with that. I mean, it's crazy. And then when it hits the top, it basically destroys the capstone, because the Antichrist, when the Lucifer comes down as a fallen angel, probably like a meteorite. I mean, it's crazy. This is going to be crazy. I believe originally when Lucifer was cast down to earth, he was like a meteorite, and he hit the earth, and that's probably what killed the dinosaurs, in my opinion. And it was such a cataclysmic thing that God casting him down to earth and banishing him from heaven and stuff. There's gonna be a similar thing where he's knocked down to earth, and it might have something to do with the meteorites that are coming or something at this time of this birth, and then he's going to indwell Barack Hussein Obama and all this stuff. So it's really crazy here. So do you see that? This is really nuts. And it also reminds me of these Illuminati playing cards. So, these were done in the 90s. Okay, if you know about these, several hundred of these were made in the 90s, and they predicted 9/11 and even the attacks on the Pentagon and the Twin Towers, and they show these in cards way before they happened. And look at this. So look at this meteor, and it's the shape of a pyramid. Wow, yeah, and it's really, and then look, here's nuclear explosion in World War III, and that's there's a pyramid shape in here with the eye in the pyramid right here, and it's, again, this is to show that they're behind these things, that they're controlling these things. It doesn't mean that the meteor is the shape of a pyramid, or the nuclear explosion is the shape of a pyramid, right? It's just showing, it's kind of, hinting that, hey, we're behind this. We caused this. We're the New World Order, and we're controlling people. We're going to bring order out of chaos, and we're going to bring our New World Order and our one world government, one world government, one world religion, one world dictator, the Antichrist, out of the chaos that we create. And there's other chaos is going to be happening with God's judgments and everything like that happening at the same time. So it's going to be just this massive, ridiculous stuff that's just beginning, especially with the CV I've been talking about, which is shown on iPad Go in many places I've talked about, which I didn't really foresee CV. I knew I had talked about people getting injected. I've talked about Neuralink, which is, I believe, ultimately how people are going to get controlled by. I don't think it's all completely the microdots and the tattoo and all that stuff. I think ultimately it's going to be, you're going to be jacked in to AI by getting an injection, but it's going to be Neuralink. It's going to basically wrap around your brain and jack you into AI. And that is Elon Musk's creation with his scientists and stuff like that. And I think that's ultimately what it's going to be. And then maybe a couple different generations of it to start off, to get people more in control and to get people to either take it or not. But I think the ultimate one is going to change people's DNA and make them unredeemable, of course. Okay, so does that remind me of that? So back to that, as you can see that, and another filter here. But see that? I mean, look at that. It's like coming in. There's the thing here. And then I'm going to bring back in this right here, okay? So it could be an A upside down, but I definitely see it as a V. Because that light spot just kind of light. But sometimes when there's a light spot there, it does mean it's an A kind of secretively, because they can't make it super obvious. Okay, but it's definitely a V to me. I see a V, a dark V, and I've seen this kind of shape of V in iPad Go 2 before, iPad Go 2 as well. And then check this out. I don't know if you see this right here, but there's a definite 5 right here. Do you see that? I can't go all the way down with this cursor thing for some reason. I hate this program. But it's a 5. It goes down there and curves down there. And then with a few other filters, I've been able to see the definition of the 5 a little more. So, but V is 22, the 22nd letter of the alphabet. And then we have a 5 right there. It's kind of sort of traces out where you can kind of see there's some dark and some light. When you combine them together, it kind of makes that kind of shape of the 5, okay? And there's a 5 there. So it's 522. It's crazy. And so what I think this might be saying is it's showing death. So people are going to die probably. It is 322. Secretly, 5 is really the third month to the elites. It's 322, skull and bones, death. It's going to be a death day. And it's showing maybe that whatever the symbolism ends up meaning, but I'm going to guess, my grand guess, that it maybe has something to do with, maybe it's going to hit Egypt, or maybe, I don't know, whatever, maybe it's going to hit somewhere that has something to do with, that's going to relate to a pyramid or something, or maybe it's going to be Las Vegas that has a pyramid. I mean, I don't know. Who knows? But you've been warned, you've been shown this, and I believe a lot of these things will happen, like I've said, but the problem is I'm just trying to figure out, listen, this is the hardest complex puzzle ever. And if people don't like that I can't quite figure out the day, or I'm missing days, or, I got different timelines that haven't happened, I'm sorry, you're going to have to get over it. Go somewhere else. I mean, I'm doing this for people like the ones, all my subscribers that care, and new people that need to be told this. I've shared this message with over 550,000 different people. so far in a year and 9 months. People need to know, and I'm there to tell them what's coming, and it's up to you to do whatever you want with it. You can say, go heck off, get out of here, I don't care. When I said go the heck off. I just try not to. I'm not going to swear or anything. I'm just going to say go the heck away from me, or whatever. You could. People have said the worst things to me, or you say, hey, this is great. Thanks for telling me, and I'll just keep it in mind. And the worst thing is when some of these dates don't happen, and what can I do? I'm doing my best to try to figure this out, and I think I think I've completely nailed it again, but we'll see. Again, it's a guess. I can only do that. All I can do is guess. And again, if you have a problem with guessing about these stuff, I don't care. I mean, I really don't care. I care about the people who is going to affect that care and that matter. And eventually you'll care because when these things start happening, you'll see. And, it's okay. So anyway, I just wanted to say it that way because I get a lot of negativity, and I have for a long time, but I do get a lot of support as well. So I thank all you for your support, the ones that have supported me in every way, praying and great comments and awesome emails. A lot of people don't know this, and I don't share very much, but a lot of people come to the Lord through my channel, and they really do. And most of it's through my email, and they'll respond to me and say, hey, I have been so nothing with the Lord, or either they're a Christian already and they just kind of didn't do anything, or they're like, I'm changing my life, and I know this stuff's coming, and I know you're inspired or whatever, and I want to be inspired, and and sometimes I'm able to. I have people that I go back and forth with and support and things like that, and it takes time, but I care about them, and I want them to understand what it's like to know the Lord and how awesome He is, because He freed me from an addiction, and I've been free for 7 years, completely free from an addiction for 7 years. And I'm just so thankful I don't have it anymore, and things like that. And I've helped a lot of people over the years, and I just that's my desire is to warn people and what the Lord showed me in any way I can help people to know Jesus more. And I also Jesus wants me to do this because He wants me to show the power of how He can reveal things that are hidden in many ways in our lives and so many things. So keep going here. Another thing I was thinking of is this could be 523, so it could be 5/5 or the fifth day, because it depends on when the sun spot on the apple goes down. It may start a new day. I'm not sure exactly. Also, the V this way is 22, but then like I said, on the other side, upside down, it might be an A, and then again A is 1, so V is 22 plus 1 could be 23. Plus down here, I don't know if you can see it down here, but it says 5, and then right here it looks like 20. I can't tell if it's 22 or 23. It looks like a 2-3 or a 2-2. Maybe it's over 2 days. Maybe it's over 22nd and 23rd. Maybe there'll be a few fireballs, or maybe the event will happen right in between those 2 days, the middle of the night. I mean, I don't know. So I'm just saying, just showing you, who knows what's going to happen, and this may be the day to something like this, but it's crazy how this lines up. I cannot believe what, I was looking at some artwork, and I saw this, and how this exactly looks like a meteorite, and how it matched the end of iPad Go 2. I was like, what? Okay, so, and then what did happen on 5/7, 5/8? Well, there was a lot of things that happened on 5/1, like I showed birth and so many things, and it was just foretelling what was coming on the real 5/1, whatever that day is, but I think it's 5/19. Okay, and then 5/4, there was several things that happened. I'm not getting into all that were kind of, saying war's coming and stuff. But 5/7 and 5/8, 5/7, the government deployed the aircraft carriers. Okay, and that is 5/7, 5/8 are both Stinky BO and Trumple, and they're both attacks on both them and these carriers. So as in this scene right here, these are aircraft carriers. See the angles of these monoliths coming out of the ground, or even the water. These monoliths have angles of aircraft carriers sinking, and the Lord showed me this months ago, that these look like 2 aircraft carriers, and then showed me how they tie to these numbers. There's a 9 right here, and there's a 12 right here. And I'm going to show you that in a second. But they announced for the Lincoln, the USS Abraham Lincoln, to leave San Diego on 5/7, and then they reported sneakily, kind of not very big, on 5/8. And then, of course, they also called the Ronald Reagan, which I think is off Japan, to go towards the sea, the Chinese Sea, or what do you call that? The South China Sea is what it is. And then Truman's out there as well because it was a clean ship because it didn't have coronavirus, like I shared in one of my last videos. It doesn't have any coronavirus on it at all, I guess. And so it's staying out there, and that's not a coincidence. So I'm saying that Truman and this is crazy timing for all this again. People that doubted when these things came back in, I thought maybe it's won't happen now, but I'm seeing predictive programming. Usually the predictive programming that I'm seeing, especially when it shows it so much, it's going to happen sometime. You just don't know when sometimes, of course. Okay. Another thing about that 5-4 thing was right here. I showed how her head and her arm are a Super Bowl trophy, and it pointed to 54 in her face all over the place, as well as 45, and I'm going to show that in a second. Trumpo 45. So it shows Super Bowl trophy in her arm and in her face. It is the football. See, that's a football, and that's the arm of the Heisman Trophy. I mean, I've showed that. It's crazy. I mean, and then she's sitting in a shell like the Birth of Venus painting, and she's Venus is also another word. I think Venus is in Latin means Lucifer, and there's all kinds of stuff going on with that. I mean, and then anyway, so let's keep going. So what I want to point at is that's when these things were called to action because of so-called Chinese aggression or their navy or whatever. And then this is when they reported it. So these 2 days are exactly the days I've been talking about. The 7th and the 8th day, the apple roll, the 7th and the 8th day. Okay, and then her leg, also there's I believe on the 7th day, because it represents Hawaii and Stinky BO, we also have down here, we have lava, we have water and lava. We have, looks like, I'm saying this is also Kilauea. Not only is this a aircraft carrier exploding, but it's also Kilauea going off. And as far as, lava, and this is another example of a volcano and lava. It looks like blood, but it's also hinting at lava here. Then we have lava coming down right here. So anyway, 5758, they basically call these ships and announced it on 58, or did articles and stuff about them. So that's significant and it's huge. And also another 57 is 516, and Stinky BO is going to be talking to all these graduates. He's going to be talking about all these graduates, high school graduates all over the country and even maybe in the world. And so I mean, you got to think to yourself. I've been talking about how Stinky BO has right now over 460 of mine solid evidences, unequivocal evidence that he is the Antichrist, and nobody comes remotely close. And you got to ask yourself why. It's a former president, okay, who's been out of the light somewhat. He's coming back into the light, and the excuse has to do with Biden and everything like that, of course. But this is around the same time I'm talking. He's going to be born, and he's coming back. And I said he was coming back for months. I've said that, okay. And then he's getting the ability to talk to all these kids, even kids that don't even believe in his perspective, like conservative kids and all the other kind of people. And he's going to be on all these ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox, all this stuff. And he's going to basically appeal to the youth. And you don't think he's the Antichrist still? Wow. Okay, I'm showing evidence every single time in all my videos. And like I said, I have over 460 now. Solid, amazing evidence is why he's the Antichrist. And here's one more thing. And then again, he's speaking on 516. 1 plus 6 is 7. 57 is one of his numbers. Because guess what? 57 is also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A, B, C, D, F, G, as in the technology. I'm going to say it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C, D, F, G. The technology means it's hidden. 57 is 57 in simple gematria is birth. It's birth. I've shown it many times. And so that's why he owns 57. And guess what? The backwards of 57 is 75. And this right here is Truman, CVN 75. Or 5 plus 7 is 12, which is down here. I'm going to show you in a minute here. Now the Abraham Lincoln, it is a CVN ship as well. The Lincoln and all those Nimitz aircraft carriers are CVN, and Lincoln's 72. So 7 plus 2 is 9 also, or 27 but backwards. But it breaks up into C is 3, V is 22, N is 14. So we have 3225. Ooh, do you see something here? 322 plus 5. 322, skull and bones again. They love this. And then backwards is 522. Do you see that? 522. I was just talking about 522. There's more evidence that we're talking about this new real timeline. It's 519 through 531. Well, here's 522 plus 3 days is, guess what? 57. Okay? And is it a coincidence? A massive coincidence that they called out these ships and called the Abraham Lincoln out from San Diego on 5/7, May 7th? No. Are you getting this? Hopefully you are. I hope you are. Please get this, because listen, I keep shooting, but it's going to happen. I'm telling you. And the main reason why the Lord cares about this, and I don't, I really don't. I care about helping people, but I don't care about putting out dates and everything. The reason why He's on me to do this and why He's shown me dates in dreams and visions and all kinds of stuff is because when these things start happening on these particular dates and it's been shared already ahead of time, you know it's from Jesus through me, but you know it's from Jesus because He's the one that gave it. And I always give credit to Him. He is the one that does all this stuff. I mean, anybody who's talking about iPad Go, do they ever give credit to Jesus? No, I don't know of anybody. That does. I mean, if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong, but I've never heard anybody. And He's revealing these truths because it's not for me. He's showing me this up. He's leading me to it. He's saying what, guiding me to these different things. Of course, He can't tell me the whole thing for a number of reasons that, I can't get into right now. But, this is very important. And then eventually, when these dates start kicking in, whenever that is, then they'll know, and I've shown it ahead of time, then people will know, oh my gosh, the Lord's been showing this. And then boom. And especially when it happens, and then especially when the faithful leave, the innocent children are taken first, and the faithful are taken away. The bride of Christ is taken away, and they don't see the children anymore. They don't see anybody they've known that was, if they've known anybody that was part of the bride of Christ, they'll be like, oh my gosh, this is all true. And I don't want anyone left, but people just don't want to see the truth. They were so invested in what they know and what they believe, and most of you are. And this only way that you're going to change is for some massive pain to come, unfortunately. And I know from addiction, the only way I change is from a lot of pain to come down my way for me to say, I'm done eventually and make the right decisions. So in her leg, upside down, it's hidden. As I've shared before in my videos, C's backwards, A's upside down. It's really an E right here. It's V, cave. Cave, again, does this look familiar? CVN. Cave is 3, 1, A is 1, V is 22 again, 5 is, look at that, 522 again. 522. So cave is showing 522. So look, this is 522 plus 3 is 57, or 525. Date of 525. So 22nd plus 3 days is 525, or you add these up together, of course, because you compress numbers with these guys, these nuggets. It's 5/7. And then this one is the other day. So this is Stinky B.O., and then this is Trumple Thinskin. Him being taken out is 5/22. Plus 1 is 23, plus 3 is 26. 2 plus 6 is 8. So he's Mr. 58, like I've shared. Watch my part 1 and part 2. Please do yourself a favor and look at the evidence in that. And especially in part 2, I show how Trumple Thinskin is Mr. 58 in predictive programming, going all the way back to the 1960s, 50s, 60s, shows, movies. I mean, it's crazy. And I have a great video about him being in all kinds of stuff in the past, and how he's been shown to be the president way before he was and everything. It's just crazy, okay? And then cave is evac backwards, because they're going to evac these ships when they get attacked. Because the same day he's going to be attacked, the predictive programming is showing, because guess what? He is Prez 45, 4 plus 5 is 9, and then he's the old Lion King, or Lincoln, Lion King, Lincoln, Lion King. So Abraham Lincoln, Lion King, is going to be attacked at the same day, and that's 7, that's the 70, CVN 72, 7 plus 2 is 9, Trumple is 45, 4 plus 5 is 9, both 9s are going to be attacked, the 99. In fact, the dead Bush, George Herbert Walker Bush, died on 11/3 or 11/30, 2018, and he was showing 11/3 or 3/11 in his date of death. Plus, he was showing he's Mr. 99, and I've shown that many times. His death was showing, even the day was showing the tax on both 9s. And I've showed that many times. So anyway, and evac, again, it's just that cave backwards. Evac, because they were going to be evacing it, because that's a military term as well, jumping off. And that's E, again, it's just cave backwards. So E is 5, V is 22, A is 1, and C is 3. So we have this initial day I was talking about being 5-4. This is 5-5. So we might have something in 5-4 and 5-5. It looks like it right here. 3 days later is 5-26. Okay, so 5-20. Okay, so one more time. 5-22, which is 5-4. Then add one more, 5-23, which is 5-5. And then 3 days later is 5-8, Mr. 58, Trump of Thin-Skin, or the date of May 26th. This is crazy. Okay, hopefully you see this. Okay, and then another thing I've done in the past with the same cave and this evac, the CVN, again, cave is hiding both presidents, as well as this lady and her face, and I'm going to show you that. So CA is 3-1, okay, C is 3, A is 1, V is 22. So right here, just the CAV, we have 4, 3 plus 1 is 4, and 2 plus 2 is 4. And I've bordered that with a purple or Stinky BO purple color, and he's the 44th. And then we have, because they're hidden together, V again is 22 and E is 5, so we have 45. 45 is Trump of Thin-Skin. These are showing both days. The 7th and 8th, Trumple, or the Stinky BO and Trumple right here. Okay, 44, 45. Also, check this out. We have, if we do it backwards, again, another way of doing it, we have 5-4, like I showed you over here, and 5, 4 plus 4 is 8. 5, 4, 4, 8. Or if we do this another way, 5 plus 4 is 9, and then we have 4. And guess what? Like I said, the dead Bush, George Herbert Walker Bush, died at age 94, because he's showing the twin days of the twin attacks of the twin presidents that are going to get attacked. And he died, and so they are going to as well. But guess what? One's going to come back to life. And that's Stinky BO. Fakely, from a head wound. The boy that's shown on there has a head wound, and other things. Anyway. And then here's a woman crying, okay, because she's the woman of the boy with the head wound, and he's got bandages and everything. And again, like I showed before, on her burqa here is a V. Okay, I've outlined other other things. I couldn't find those right away, but and I didn't have time. I'm trying to get this out. V, and then this is a D right here. So V is 22, D is 4, and then so that's Stinky BO. 22 is 2 plus 2, and then 4, 20, 44. In fact, another thing is when they're talking about, the Abraham Lincoln, they say, we are Lincoln Nation. In fact, we are Lincoln Nation is something, and even Lincoln Nation, they call themselves Lincoln Nation, is 4, 2 plus 2 is right here, right there. Look at that, is 44, okay? It's all, Lincoln Nation is also, in simple gematria, is also 912, and I'm going to explain what that is. It's 219 backwards. These are both the same thing. Boom, 219, 912, and I'm going to show what that is soon here. So then we have right here, and her looks like mascara running, but I mean, these women don't do mascara, so I don't know, maybe it's just dirt. So this is an M. You see the little tail of the M right there. This is an M, and M is the 13th letter, and this is an N, and the N is the 14th letter. So 1 plus 3 is 4, 1 plus 4 is 5. We have 45. Again, we have 44th pres and 45th pres. And I've been finding all these different things, and then they coordinate with each other. And that's why I'm able to see some of this stuff. And again, the Lord's showing me these things, giving me eyes to see these things. So, and then look at this. Trumple Thin-Skin assassinated is 1314. It just happens to be that. And this is him. This is Trumple, and this is Stinky BO in one face. And then this whole thing right here with the stand is Vince Lombardi Trophy, which is 54, which is 45 backwards also. I mean, are you kidding me? 1314. And then again, Trump assassinated in simple gematria is 219. So what's 219? I'm going to get into what that is very soon. But it's very key to identifying it with Trumple. Okay, it's very key. And also Stinky BO, because it's about his birth. So Trumple's death is about Stinky BO's birth. It really is. And he is a herald for Stinky BO. He is. His name, like I've said, his name is Donald John Trump. His name means, Donald means world ruler. John represents John the Baptist, a messenger, and then Trump is a trumpeter. So he's a world ruler, messenger, trumpeter for somebody else. It's not him. He's a trumpet for somebody. He's a trumpet for the world ruler. That's why his name is Donald. That's what Donald means. Okay? And he's the D on the dunce cap that's on Bush because he's going to get shot in the back of the head, in a sense, or attacked, just like from behind, just like the Lincoln, because he's shot in the back of the head, just like Lincoln was, and Lincoln's going to get shot from behind from a submarine, because when the apple hits Obama's foot, it looks like a submarine. Anyway, I'll show you that. So this is, again, what I thought initially was the 7th day, or 5-7, okay, which is really the third month, 128th day, which that's what it was. But now I'm looking at, it's 5-7 is really 5, 2 plus 5 is 7, or 525. Again, it's really the third month, and that is Memorial Day. Why is Memorial Day important? Well, it's a celebration day, and there could be something in the whole thing about what happens to Stinky B.O. And also, Memorial Day may be all these things, all these terms, all these things that I've been uncovering. It's been showing that all along, for example, Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. You know, when they say that when a ship's going down or a plane's going down or something like that, it's all about the attacks that are coming in May. This Mayday, these are 3 days. There's 3 or 4 major attacks in May, maybe 3 or maybe 4. I think total of 4. 4 major attacks in May, and that's a Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. I mean, it's literally so. Or even Mayday was May 1st, which is Beltane, which is sick, and it's about the maypole, and this is what this is all about. It's all about sacrifice. It's coming in May, and it's all about Beltane and everything else. I don't even get into all that right now. It's just too much. So Memorial Day is maybe all along. It's not been really about the vets. It's called Memorial Day because it's to remember the Antichrist in the future or something. I mean, it's crazy. This stuff is nuts. Okay, it's really, really nuts. In fact, guess what? Memorial Day is a first letter code of MD. And what's M? M, like I showed you earlier, was 13th letter, and D is 4. 13 is 1 plus 3 is 4, and D is 4, so that's 44. Memorial Day is really about 44. President 4, D4. Are you kidding me? The Stinky B.O., the 44th Prez, and Memorial Day first letter code is 44. Anyway, and then we even have a last letter code of L and Y, which is 37. He's Mr. 37 as well, because why? 3rd month, 7th day. Okay, we've got first letter code M and D, and I forgot to even put this in there. It just came to my mind right now. So that's 44. L is 12, 12th letter of the alphabet. 1 plus 2 is 3. Y is the 25th letter of the alphabet, which is 7. 37 is 37. MD is 44. 1 plus 3 is 4. D is 4th letter of the alphabet. This is all about him. I'm proving it. I'm sorry, I'm proving it. If you don't believe it, it doesn't matter. It's going to happen at some point. Now, as far as these days, who knows? We'll see. I hope, gosh, in a way I hope so, in a way I don't. But, okay, but look, Memorial Day 2020 in full reduction just happens to be 57. Huh, imagine that. And also, in the second 2 of the 4 main base ciphers, single reduction, it just happens to be Memorial Day of 2020 has to be 57 as well. These are all massive, huge coincidences, right? No. Okay, it's just crazy, okay? So I'm just showing you this stuff. And sometimes I have a little bit of a tone in my voice because I'm talking to the people that just won't get it and don't want to get it. And it doesn't, no matter what you do, they won't get it. But I'm hoping I can get through to you to show you. And the ones who support this and see this already, God bless you. God bless you for supporting me and watch these videos and everything, because I do my best for others, even people that call me names and say the worst things to me and all that stuff. Thousands of you out there that have over the almost 2 years. So, and not that I harp on it, but think about this. If you went to a job, and like this is my job in a sense, and it has been for a long time. It's been an extra job too when I had a real job. You think about a job. If half the people that you talked to all day called you names and cursed you and threatened you and threatened your family, I mean, would you keep going to that job? So when people say, "Hey, just get over it," and and I for the most part do, but sometimes I have to mention things because they're important, because they do slight my family, myself, and things like that. Even though I try to take it hard for the most part, but there's times when it's just like, when is this going to be done? When is people going to actually see and stop, pointing fingers and attacking, when they're going to see that this is all real? And then they could start getting on their knees and accepting Jesus instead of just spending all this time doing whatever they want, being arrogant, being whatever, thinking they know so much. And I don't think I know so much. I just have some confidence sometimes, and that's it. If I have anything, everything I have is because of Jesus. That's it. I am nothing without him. And I've proven it. I've went straight into the ditch several times in my life, and I needed him. And without him, I'd be nowhere. I'd be in the ditch somewhere or dead. Guaranteed. Okay? So here we go. The 129th day of the year was, as I was saying, 5/8. Okay, so 5/8, like I was sharing earlier before, is 526. Again, the CVN or the cave was 522 plus 1 plus 3, which ends up being 26. Another way of looking at it. Okay, and that's the 147th day of the year. And what's the 147th day of the year? Well, it also means there's 219 days left. Now, this is crazy because this is it's 147th day of the year in a leap year. Okay, it's 146th day without the leap year, right? 447th day, so it ends up being 5/7. 1 plus 4 is 5/7. And we got 5/7 again. Even though it's 5/8, it's referring to 5/7. A lot of these different dates refer to each other because it's a whole block of 13 days, and that's the way the elites have done it with all this different. And really the demons. They're really the demons that are behind all these people. They're the masterminds behind this. There's no way that humans can come up with all this stuff and have it interwork with this movie and that TV show and this commercial and that thing and this thing as I show. It's impossible. Demons work throughout history, and to go for hundreds and thousands of years and all this stuff. I mean, we're talking about, so much stuff. Anyway, so what's interesting about the days left in the year is that they never change unless the days are before in a year or before February 28th or before February 29th, like the leap year day. But if they're after, then the days left always stay the same. So for example, on the 147th day of the year, that's 147 of 366 days in a leap year. The balance of that is 219 days. Okay. But if it was the 146th day of the year, it'd still be 219 days left. So the balance is always the same if it's on the other side of the leap year, which most days are on the other side of after February 29th or February 28th, whatever you want to look at it. Okay, so the days left are really important in there. It's a hidden code because those always stay the same as long as the date's after May 28th. Okay, which is crazy. Okay, so 219 is very significant because it relates to 5/8, and I shared this in the last videos here. 219 breaks down into 2 is really 1 and 1. And again, that's how you hide it. So the code is 1119. And so 1119 is the code for Trump being eliminated because he's Mr. 1119. He was around during 9/11, which is 9/11. He was elected in 2016 on November 11/9, 1119. He's a Knights Templar. Knights Templars were founded in year 1119. All kinds of stuff. It's crazy. And I'm going to show you, I've showed a lot of things on my channel before. I'll show you some more. Plus, it also means 1119 code has to do with the carriers being attacked on the same day. And I'm going to prove that. And I proved it before. I'm going to prove it again. So here's an example. This is a video from the, media department or the public relations department that's actually on the Lincoln aircraft carrier. And they make videos and they put them out to family and friends and stuff of the the sailors on carriers and stuff. And I think each ship has one, each big ship has one or something. And they made a video and there was a lot of stuff in this. I shared that before, as far as even the captain. I'm gonna get into the captain here and what his name means and all that stuff, which I've already had before. But a lot of you that don't know about this, I haven't gotten into it. So, but they were faking. They were kind of in a sense evacing the ship, jumping off, because they were saying they were celebrating the 243rd anniversary of the Navy or whatever on that day. But it really was, they were predictably programming people for an evacuation, in evac. And like I said, cave backwards was evac. And that's the day. That's the day we're talking about, because evac is 522 plus 1 plus 3 is 526. Okay, and that's just crazy. And it's also the 1119 day, and I'm going to prove it right here. So see this? This is 19, and then we have 1 1. Okay, or it's backwards. Here's how it's 1119. Now, first, I'm going to show you for this example. So the captain of this stupid ship, the stupid captain, his name is Captain Walter Max Slaughter. Okay, so if this doesn't show you that they're going to get slaughtered, I don't know what will. I mean, his name is Walter Max Slaughter. I mean, it's kind of hidden. It's Walter, but it's Water Maximum Slaughter. And his name in reverse ordinal, or just reverse, simple gematria, but in reverse, is 326. Again, third month to the elites is 526. Again, this sports this timeline. I understand it massively. And again, look at this. This is a P. This is a P. And look, in reverse ordinal, because this is what they're hiding, reverse ordinal, P it's right here. Captain is 11. 11 is 1119, and that is the code right there. See that? That's the day, another code. So the code is 58, which ends up being 526 because it's just broken up and hidden more. It's also 1119, Trump eliminated code, and the Trump being elected code, and the Trump 9/11 code. I mean, he's all over with it. Okay, and look at that. P is 11 in reverse ordinal, and that's 1119, and then you have even a 11 over here, or whatever, that two slashes that look kind of like ones right here to give you another idea. And another thing I mentioned before is Jesse James, who was formerly on The Apprentice and Trump's show because he's an actor and stuff. He gave him these 45 caliber handguns, and of course there's no code in that. He's 45. He's a 45th pres. They're 45 caliber handguns, but they're called model 1911s. And so that was hidden to most people, and they don't even realize that. And he's done the devil horns with him and everything, and different people and all that stuff. It's just crazy. Okay, can't make this stuff up. I can't. I'm just going by what the demons are doing, and they make this stuff up. And then look here, there's a relationship. So you have there's a link, and this is when they were stationed in Norfolk by each other. Norfolk, Virginia. Now they're in different places. So 72 is Lincoln, 75. So right here in this thing of these two monoliths, or these two aircraft carriers sinking, you have this 9. See this? There's a 9 right here. The clouds kind of outline the 9 almost completely, not quite. The backside is not quite, but down here is outlined. That's a 9 right here. That's a 9. And then right here, and that has to do with this one. So this one is, sorry, that's this one right here. This is the Lincoln. Okay, so 7 plus 2 is 9. And this is the Trumple, the Truman. Oh man, Trumple, yeah, it's the Trumple. I'm thinking I got Trump on the brain here because I got Trump assassination over here. Okay, so this is the Truman for the true man. So they're going to get rid of the old Lion King or Lincoln and make way for the true man, Stinky B.O. That's why these two are two twin attacks, twin days, twin this, twin that. Okay, and then over here in the bandages of this boy, which is Stinky B.O., because he's Mr. 75 or 5'7". Remember I showed you how he's 5'7". He's also Mr. 75. Why is that? Well, he is ultimately 3, because they want to go from 9 to 3, or 9TO3 or 923. So this is all symbolic. So he's Mr. 75. That's why we're showing you 5'7". That's why he's speaking on 5, 1 plus 6, or 516, 5'7". Ultimately, these are hidden for number 3. So, for example, he was born, supposedly, right? Not really, because he's a clone. He was born on August 4th. Okay? August 4th is 8-4. 8 plus 4 is 12. 1 plus 2 is 3. You can't do this with very many letters to make 12, which ultimately makes 3. So, for example, let's say you are 3. Like, I'm 3. How do you break up 3 to make it hidden? You can only break up 3 into, if you have 2-digit number, 12 or 21 or 12. That's it. And he's 37, which is the third month, the 7th day. And 37 and 73, either way, are the, this is all crazy. So 37 is the 12th prime, which is 12, which is 1 plus 2 is 3. And then 73 is the 21st prime number, and 2 plus 1 is 3. And 73 is really backwards 3-7, and he's really 3-7 because it's the third month, the 7th day. It's crazy. This is crazy. Do you see this? It's off the charts here. So 75, 7 plus 5 is 12. So what the code is showing here, you read it backwards, is 219. 219 backwards, 219. Another way of doing it is 912, but 219. So Lincoln Nation is also simple gematria is 912. So these are all planned. None of this is organic like I've showed many times. This is all planned. Okay, so 219, what is 219? Okay, not only, like I showed you, it's a Trumple attack code, but this is also Stinky BO's number. How is that? Because it's about Trumple's attack and Stinky BO's birth. Trumple's attack and Stinky BO's birth. That's what it's about. Okay, and I'm going to show you this. Okay, so again, remember we had 219 days left on this day. That's what's hidden, but that's always the same. And then that actually means 2 breaks up into 1 and 1. It's a hidden 1119 code. And then also, for example, 219 is Trumple assassinated. Also, 2 plus 6, because it's really the third month. 2 plus 6 is 8. 8 is in President Trumple murdered. And then President Trumple's death is 9-3. And so we have 9, 1, 2, 3 backwards. Is this all massive coincidence? No, it's not. It's not massive coincidence. Okay, again, I'm going to show you what 219 is very soon here. Now look, there it is. Here's the 1119 code. Why? Because in this Serta commercial, he's talking to this sheep that's the number 1 sheep. And he starts walking down the hallway with this sheep, talking to the sheep, and he goes by the 11 sheep, and then the 1 sheep is right in between the 11 sheep and the 9 sheep, so it's 1119. Okay, are you getting this? I hope you are, because it's what's going on. I've shared some of this before, of course, but I want everybody to watch this video to understand he is Mr. 1119 or 9111. That's it. He is. And that's when that's his demise. That's also why he's number 58. Watch my part 2 if you want to see all the ways he's 58 and that I found. There's far more, and I'm adding more as I see more, but he's 58 in so many ways. I mean, literally in the series Quantum Leap, in an old Western, and I mean, he's even the Highlander in the Highlander series and movies. I mean, and I haven't even got into all that. It's too much. I can't spend hours and hours on theoretical stuff like that, and even showing how many that Obama, Stinky BO is the Antichrist 460 sometimes. I mean, it just would take too many hours and too much production time. And each time I think we're about there, so it'd be a waste of time. And a lot of people want to see that, and I would love to have the time to produce a massive video series, show why Trumple's a liar and why all this evidence show he is a Knights Templar. He believes he's the tip of the spear, and he's going to bring down the United States and Christianity and everything, and he believes all that. And he's really a minion of Stinky BO, and I've proved it in many ways. But unfortunately, everybody doesn't watch all my videos. They're a cumulative effect over time. But everybody doesn't go back and watch all my videos because they all have dates on them. And so I'm sure a lot of people don't want to see the old dates, but in each video, it's got a lot of information about each person, both of these two yahoos. The reason I call them names is because it's not just to call them names, because they're evil, and I want to place them as evil and in a sense ridicule them. But on the other hand, when I call Trumple thin skin, he's wanting to spin gold out of straw or whatever, and that's Trumple silkskin or whatever. And he's very thin skinned. He's very immature as far as the act that he's playing. In fact, it makes a point that it's an act. And the people that follow him, they're very thin-skinned as well. When I do videos about showing who Trump really is, the people that come on my channel, and they can't believe it, and they freak out, and they just act like the thinnest-skinned people you can imagine, because they believe, and they're drinking the Trumple berry Kool-Aid. And I'm tired of it. I'm tired of people believing the lie. Very soon, he's going to be gone. And him being a Trojan horse for Christians and conservatives in the United States is going to play out because he's a puppet for the elites. Period. End of story. Well, the story continues, but anyway. So the 3/8 again is the 147th day, 219 days left. And why is that? Well, because look at this. The eighth day is what we're talking about. 2 plus 6 is 8. And we're pointing to Obama's foot because it hits Obama's foot it kind of comes by the sea, makes the 8, and then hits his foot still on the 8th day. And his foot is a submarine, which actually is what's going to attack the aircraft carriers. And I'm going to show you that on this video as well. And I'll show you in the next video as well. But also, Trump 219 is Stinky BO 219. Okay, why is 219 216? 216. Why is 216? Because, of course, 216, Stinky BO was born on supposedly August 4th, which is the 216th day of the year, every year except for leap year. Leap year is 217th day of the year, and if it's 217th day of the year, 2 plus 1 is 3, and that's 37. Third month, 7 days, still 57. It's crazy. Or 216 is 6 times 6 times 6. And Stinky BO is 666 in many ways, as I've shown in my videos. Many ways. He's 6, he's 66, and he's 666 more than anybody. And just simple, it's as simple as you can get. I'll just share this with you real quick. Ones that don't know. Barack Hussein Obama is 18 characters, 18 letters. Barack Hussein Obama is 18 letters. That's 3 names. You divide 18 by 3 and you get 666. I mean, I've shared many other ways that he's 666. In in Hebrew, I had a video go back, where in Hebrew he's 666. Each name added up equals 666. And the problem is that people just didn't do it right in Hebrew, because it's how it sounds in Hebrew, and then you spell it out how it sounds. And there's the better example of how it sounds. So each name, and then I showed how each name is a date, only in a leap year. Anyway, because it's about him becoming 666 in a particular year, which is 2020. Anyway, so why is Stinky BO 216 and 219? Well, I was told this before, and I've shared this before. I had a dream, which was very, very quick. And it was a dream, and in the air, I was in a room, and in the air was kind of big, and in the air was 216. And I knew right away that was, I know that's his number, because that's the day of the year he was born, supposedly, right? And then Jesus was sitting down on a chair, and he stands up, and he comes up to the big number 6 in the 216. He takes his finger to the top of it, and he flips it, and the 6 flips around a few times like it's flipping, and then it lands like a 9. And then it says 219. And I've shared this months and months ago, and I've shared it a few times. And so he said 216 is really 219. Also, in a sense, right? And also we know that because 9 and 6 are interchangeable with the elites. They hide 6 by using 9. They hide 9 by using 6 all the time, because they basically look the same. Like they hide 1 by using I, and I by using 1. And even small L and things like that too. It's all a trick. It's all a trick. It's all deception, because they are programming you, and all that stuff. So anyway, that's how 219 is 219. So even this day is about his birth, and of course the apple hits his foot, so it's about him anyway. On the 8th day. And then check this out. This is the true man. Remember I said he's the true man. He's number 75 or 57. And the reason why I show this is because look, in this is the flag or motto of the Truman. Give them hell. In fact, who's hell? This guy, because he's the Antichrist. He's going to be hell on earth. Give them hell. It's just crazy. And it's number 75, which is 57, like I've said. And then check this out. For some reason, I have no idea why they have these in here. I never found out. Look, 129, which is, again, the 2 can be decompressed into 1 and 1. So we have 1119 code and 57. It's crazy. Do you see this? And then these cannons right there crossed like an X. I mean, there's so much symbolism in this. And then we have blood, and you're going to give them hell, yeah. And I'm saying on 5/7 or 5 Memorial Day, possibly, we're looking at lava coming out. And remember a couple years ago when lava came out of Kilauea, and it was a big lava river and all these fishes and everything? It looked like hell was coming out of the earth. Because guess what? Hell is actually underneath the abyss is actually underneath the Big Island, and they're going to blow it up, and CERN is going to use their capabilities to open up a portal after they blow up Hawaii with the tsunami waves and all the stuff they're doing, and then these things are going to come out, and then he's going to be Lord of the bottomless pit and everything like that. It's just crazy, man. Can't make this stuff up. I can't. It's okay. Here we go. Next thing, and then also to prove my point, in LCH, which is, it's a weird abbreviation, but it actually means it has to do with Aleister Crowley. And he was the most highly regarded Satanist in the early 1900s. In fact, he was kicked out of Europe because he was considered the wickedest man in Europe. And he wrote several books. I've read a little bit of most of them, about how to become an adept disciple of Satan. And he considered himself to be the chief disciple of Satan, or his commander in chief of Satan, Aleister Crowley. And he's the patron saint of rock stars. All major rock artists follows Aleister Crowley, his books and everything. In fact, Aleister Crowley talked about walking backwards, talking backwards, doing everything opposite to God. And all these artists, from Led Zeppelin to everybody, even the Beatles and everything, followed him, and they got their success through using his magic. And I've proven all that. I've researched all that. It's crazy. I could do massive series on this stuff about him. But this is his own. Literally, he's got writings. This is his own cipher, which I've never talked about, and I just started thinking about it again when I was somehow. The Lord is so amazing. He just brought it to my mind to use this, and it ended up matching Barack Hussein Obama. It was full 219, and that exactly supports what I'm saying about this day and the first real attack day, as far as Trumple and our military and all this stuff. I think we might have some on 5-4 and 5-5. Again, I'm saying, but as far as this is considered to be a major attack day, and in a sense, the beginning of the tribulation, in a sense. So, and the demise of the United States and the end of the U.S. It's crazy. So that supports it as well. That cipher of 219 that's his number. Okay, and then again here, so this date right here is 326 because it's May's really the third month. And then check this out. It's backwards is 623. Backwards is 623. And again, I've showed many times in iPad Go 2 that it is 623. So we have six figures, Obama being the sixth one with the ultraviolet color on him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's 6. She's a slash. Then we have 6 over here. But these two, the two Bushes, by the way, these are presidents. This is Reagan. We got Trumple right here. When he sits down, he does the triangle, the Illuminati tip of the spear thing right here. That's Trumple with his hair and everything. This was back in, oh gosh. I've shared all this stuff before. This is Kennedy with a hole in the head. Anyway. So the Bushes are connected. So this is 6, and then this makes 1 because they're connected. 2, 3, 6, 2, 3. And 6, 2, 3 is all over in iPad Go, and I've shown that many times in the past. I'm not getting into that right now because 623 is right here. 623 in this date. 623 because May is really the third month elites. So this is so much support of this time frame I'm talking about, and it's just been hidden by 511, 311, going back to 311, and all this different stuff. It's nuts. Okay, and 5/8 and everything. So now let's go to actual 511. So like I said, originally that was the 132nd day, which is really 311 and it's 511. I've done videos on that as well with these movies, and they were definitely showing how 311 is 511 and 5-1 is 3-1 and all this stuff. It's crazy. But what are the real ones? And I'm showing you this now, I think. Okay, so 5/29, 2020 is 511 because 5, 2 plus 9 is 511. Now this is weird. I'm not sure how to say this because the Lord showed me over a year ago when I had my twins, and they were actually when I saw that license plate that you see in part 2, the license plate I saw which said TWO 511, and I thought it had to do with the birth of the twins, my twins that were coming in a few months at that time, and also I knew it coordinated with my birthday. My birthday is 5/29, and it's just I can't even tell you what the Lord showed me the last couple of days, and that's blown my mind, and I've been crying a few times. Because it's hard to believe that my birthday could be the birthday. And then my twins' birthday has to do with it as well. And because they were born on the 10th, which is really 5/1. And then they came home on 5/11. And we're going home, the faithful in Christ. The first wave's going with the innocent, which is going to be 5/11, which is 5, 2 plus 9 is 11. And I'm going to show you more about why 529 is incredible. And he told me last year that my birthday has to do with birth, and not just my birth. And I didn't even know what that meant. And now I think I do fully. And it's just kind of humbling me like crazy. And it's hard to believe. And that my birthday could be the birthday, the first day. And the big attack days of the tsunamis and everything. and that's 11 and 12. So, or 529 and 530, but I'm not going to show 530 on here right now. I might get into it the next video. I don't know. This is just nuts, man. And the other thing is my brother Jeff, lives in Middle Tennessee, and we talk regularly, and we've been supportive of each other throughout this whole thing. Um, uh, I just found out, he told me his birthday. It was in May. I knew it was. We both had May birthdays, and I'd forgotten what day it was. And then I just talked to him when the Lord was sharing me about this new timeline. And I'm like, wait a minute, what's your birthday date again? I know it's in May. And he's like, the 19th. And I just flipped out. The 19th is the first day, and I'm the 11th day. I'm like, what the heck? And you start to understand what God's doing in your life and how he crafted things from way before you even had any idea what was going on. And it's mind blowing. If this works out to be this way, I'm totally blown away. I'm just off my chain, blown away. This is crazy. So, and then my friend Chris, who I've known for a few months, we're good friends now, and he's been very supportive, and I support him, and it's just been awesome. It's been great to have these friends, and unfortunately they're in other states. But his birthday equals 115. And so I'm like, okay, Lord, what are you trying to tell me? Why didn't I get this earlier? It's like, and it's just a process of understanding this stuff. It's really crazy. So shout out to you, Chris, brother, and brother Jeff, and my brother Aaron. His birthday also means something too, which is crazy. And he has a great channel called Redeem 44. He hasn't been sharing a lot lately, but he has got a good video lately. Check him out, Redeem 44. He talks about Stinky BO being the Antichrist because he was just shown it one day, and he talks about these planets coming in, and I know about Planet X and the planets that are coming in, and you're going to see very soon, and these asteroids meteorites that are coming in, all this stuff. It's crazy. So anyway, this is mind-blowing stuff. So 529 is the 150th day in a leap year. Again, that's 5-1. Remember, 5-1 is the first day. Whether it's 5-1 or 519 is what I'm saying now. But that's 5-1 backwards to take away the 0. That's crazy. And that's only on a leap year it's 5-1. But normally it's 540, the 149th day of the year. Why is 149 significant? It's really crazy because it's hiding 113, because 4 plus 9 is 13. So 113 is 311 or 511, third month, 11th day, 511. And that's on the 29th this year, leap year, is what that's really showing. But normally each year it's the 149th day, and that's every year. It's when it's not a leap year, it's showing that this day is 311 secretly. It's crazy. Well, what's so also really crazy about 149, the 149th day, which is this day, May 29th, my birthday every year, it's skull and bones. In simple gematria, A equals 1, B equals 2, C equals 3. Skull and bones is 149. Now that, when Lord laid me that, I was tripping out like crazy. In fact, look at this. We've got 75 in here, which is 5-7. We've got 19, which is 1. We've got 55, which is 511. 5 times 11 is 55 in here as well. It's just crazy. Hopefully you're tripping out. I'm tripping out like crazy. Skull and Bones, I just showed you what Skull and Bones was on 322, May 22nd. 322 and 149 are in this time frame. It's not by chance. This is crazy. And then look, we have 216 days left. Is that not a boom? Are you kidding? I can't make this stuff up. Remember 216 is 6 times 6 times 6 is Stinky BO? Oh, remember that? Are you kidding me? So it's all about this dude. And there's more. So why is 529 or 329 important? This is crazy. Well, let me show you about May 11th. What happened yesterday, May 11th? Well, the provinces in China relocked cities due to a second wave of the CV. That's not important or anything, right? And I've been talking about phase 2, okay, or the second wave. And the Lord told me the second wave, phase 2 is about to start. And there it is. It's not just a second wave of CV for China and for the United States, which is coming right after China. It's phase 2, which is World War III. And then what also happened yesterday? Reports of Chinese missile submarine off San Diego, aircraft scrambled and hunting for it. And this is massive predictive programming as well. We're talking about China, which is war with the Chinese, which is, Trump has been having all this rhetoric about the Chinese disease and everything like that, and ramping up people hatred for them that they started, and it was started in their labs and everything like that. Because of World War III, they're planning World War III. I think by the towards the end of May or coming up here again from the 19th to the 31st is what it's all going to ramp up, and then finally the United States is going to be destroyed. Looks like on the 31st. Again, that's my grand guess right now. If it starts happening at some of these days, you'll see it. It's crazy. And then it's a submarine, it's a missile, it's San Diego. I mean, that's where the Lincoln just left from on 5/7. I mean, are you kidding me? Hopefully you see this. I mean, this is, again, if it's not the day, it's all programming for the day that's coming very, 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 very soon, because this stuff's running out. People can't keep staying in their homes all this time without, they're doing this all for, this is all a cover story and a fake thing. So people stay in their homes and stay pretty much locked down so they can begin this World War III, the next phase. And they know there's incoming meteorites coming in, the planets coming in, so they have to have people all set to go and locked down for that. And then here comes martial law and everything like that. It's coming. I'm telling you. I've told you for a while it's coming. It's just drawn out a little more than I might have thought, but it doesn't matter. It's coming. Nothing will return back to normal. It's going to get worse and worse. Just like labor pains on a pregnant woman, the contractions are getting harder and quicker. And wait till the second wave comes. Woo! Okay, and then, so I'm going to talk about why is May 29th, which is really 329, why is that important? Also, and why is that a big day? Why would that be a 5/11 and still be a big day? Even more than 5/11, even in a hidden 5/11, but even more important than 5/11, symbolically and everything. I'll tell you why. Because when Jupiter entered Virgo and bounced around in retrograde motion in here for exactly 293 days, which is a scrambled version of 923 or even 329. It's really, which gives us massive credit and everything to God, that this is really a sign from God, is that, like I've said before, it's 9 prophetic months, or 293 days is 9 30-day periods, which is a prophetic month, like listed about 8 times different ways in Revelation, the book of Revelation, and then 23 days left over. So 9 months and 23 days, prophetic days. Jupiter was in Virgo and then came out on 9/9, September 9th, and then 14 days later became the whole sign. So why is that important? Well, 923 is God's birth number for the man-child. But the enemy tried to rip it off one way to make that alignment day exactly September 23rd. Because do you think God came up with September 23rd on the Gregorian calendar? No. God has his own calendar called a creation calendar, and I've been following it for a while, and it's based on the cycles of the moon, starting with the full moon and the sun, the stars, and the word, and that's all real. The Gregorians all contrived for the elites and lies, and it's all just, it's for hiding all their pagan worship and rituals and everything like that. Anyway, so that's God's number, 923. And like I said, I had a dream about 923, America is laid low. And then the opposite of that, which is backwards, was 329, is the birth of the Antichrist, because it's backwards of God. It's also more than that, but I'm going to show you here. So 923 is the birth of the man-child, represents the birth of the man-child. 329 represents the birth of the Antichrist. And as I've shown before, 329 in Gematria is 127, which is many things. It's 37, okay? It's also 19, and this is when this all starts. It's also 117, which is 11 times 7, which is 77, because he's 77. It's also right here. 8 plus 8 is 16, so that's 216. That's Sticky BO. It's also 3222. It's also 8. 6 plus 2 is 8. 4. 2 plus 2 is 4. 84. 84 is his birth. So it's showing 329 spelled out in Gematria in different ciphers equals Stinky BO in different ways. His birth in different ways. Okay? Also, check this out. From when Jupiter exited Virgo between her legs at the end of the 293 days, or 9 prophetic months and 23 days, to Stinky BO's next birthday of August 4th, 2018, it was 329 days. That's just a massive coinky-dink, huh? Yeah. And he just happened to be at that time, at that day, 57. As in birth, 5-7. By the way, like I said, the word birth in simple gematria, just the first basic cipher, simple gematria, A equals 1, B equals 2, C equals 3, birth equals 5-7. 57. Same with the technology that's in cell phones called 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C, D, F, G is hidden birth. I'm telling you. Okay, so back to this. Again, the 329 is right in 529 because 5 is really the third month to the elites. 329 and 923 are both births are in this date. And even more than 511. I would never, I mean, seriously, that's not in this. I mean, I considered 511 being 329 or 923 backwards, and 329 being 3 and then 2 plus 9 equals 11. So that was 311, and then you get 511 from that. Okay, so I thought, okay, it just worked up a little bit different. But this is even more of a candidate in massive ways, and that also that it's hidden more too in so many ways. Hopefully you see that. So. And then here, let's skip past the 12th, which is 11 and 12 are both tsunami days. I'll maybe get more into that in the next video. Who knows? But so I can, where am I at on this anyway? Oop. Wow, that was long. Okay, a lot longer explanation than I thought. I thought it would just be close to an hour, but we're almost there. Okay, I think I'm good here still. Okay, yes, I'm good here still. Almost done here. So 513 is the last day that I was saying in the last timeline, but it's really 531. And what's crazy about 531 is, like I've shared before, it's one of the few numbers, especially the 3-digit numbers, because 666 is a 3-digit number. So if you take 531 and it's reverse 135, and you add them together, you get 666. Is that a massive coincidence? No, I don't think so. Nope. Okay, and then that day in leap year is 152, which is hidden 5-1 and 5-11. 2 is broken up into 11. 5-1 and 5-11. I'll give you more support for that, as in, check this out. The 134, as in the 513, meaning 134 day, only on a leap year, and only on a leap year. 1, 3 plus 4 is 17, and 1, 5 plus 2 is 17. These are both 17, which is Q, which Obama really is Q. So people who are drinking the Trumpleberry Kool-Aid, Q is Obama. And I've showed that in part 2 as well, very much so. And now Q is Obama. In fact, Obama signs his name with an O with a line through it, and it's upside down and backwards is a Q. And 71, only in a leap year, 71st day of the year is 311. Okay, anyway, hopefully you get that. And guess what? 531 is Pentecost on the fake Jewish calendar. So in Israel, the fake Jewish calendar that they go by in Israel right now, that God hates, is going to be Pentecost. But God's going to use that day, like he's used other, like blood moons and other things, to show Israel how off they are and what's going to happen to the church when it disappears, and the children when they disappear. It's going to be pointing right at Pentecost. And so many things have happened on Pentecost. It's crazy. I mean, all the dispensations, all the ages in the Bible changed at Pentecost. Pentecost is huge. It's been one of my biggest, if not my biggest candidate in the last year of if it was going to happen on a feast day, then it would be Pentecost, because Pentecost is when the church was conceived, and then people were added to start the church, body of Christ, and then the last day will be, in over 2,000 years, will be the last cell of the body, and the man-child will be born into heaven, and that'll complete Pentecost. I really believe that. So, also, let me show you this. So we have May 31st. Also, see this is the 22nd. This is the last day of the 22nd week of the year, and Sunday, as in the birth of the Sun Man Day, and I knew this would have to be on a Sunday as well, or the Tsunami Day, 5/11 or 3/11, whatever. It had to be on a Sunday because the birth of the Sun Man. Okay, on a Sunday, because this is all part of it. This day begins the 23rd day of the 23rd week of the year, and again, that's 2 breaks down to 1 and 1, so it's 113 or 311 backwards, and this is 5-1 or 5-2, which is 511 forward. It's crazy. And also, Pentecost 2020 is 3-1. 3-1. 1 plus 2 is 3-1, which is 5-1, because 3 is the fifth, third, because 5 is the third month to the least, like I said. May is the third month, okay? And then check this out. Then Pentecost in Jewish ordinal, because it's a Jewish holiday, right? Jewish background. Pentecost 2020 is 11/5. Just like I said, this was 5/11, 5 2 1 1 plus 1 it makes 2, or 3 1 plus 1 makes 3, because 3/11 is 5/11. There it is. Check this out. You remember that? Maybe you didn't see that. I showed in one of my videos. That was on the Empire State Building. I believe that is. That's what that is. The Empire State Building on March 31st. How creepy. How super creepy. Are you kidding me? I mean, and this was a sign, a signal, secretly, that on 3/31, it's really May 31st, because 3 to the least is really May. May is really the third month to the elites, like I said. So this is alert, emergency, emergency. It's hinting at the destruction of the United States, and also complete destruction of New York on 5/31, I believe. In my opinion, what I've seen, my grand guess, even still, that's creepy. Okay, that's just creepy for people who get creeped out. So, I mean, I'm not creeped out by it. I'm creeped for other people because I'm secure in Christ. I have no fear. This is not promoting any fear. This is promoting faith in Jesus Christ and his answers and his redemption in your life. I'm a walking, talking example of redemption, and I want to be completely redeemed very soon in Christ, into heaven, and come back as a warrior, transformed, and that's going to be in the description box. Listen, I put scriptures in the description boxes in my first 2 videos, part 1 and part 2 of iPad Goat 2 Split Wide Open. I might not put it on this one. I'm going to put my previous videos on this one, but you can look in the part 2, or maybe even this one. I'll have some on scriptures that show multiple raptures. They show the innocent children leaving first in the first rapture, and all that stuff, the stuff about the 144 and everything, So if people have disagreed, they don't believe some of this stuff, it's all scripture backed. And plus, scripture is huge. It's what you got to go by, but you also have to go by experience with the Lord and visions and dreams, and like a lot of people have. And it's got to go with the scripture, with the word, with the walk, with everything, with logic, with evidence. I mean, all this stuff. It's crazy. So it's all there. I'm going to have it there. One thing I want to say too, let me go by this, is again, in my part 2, I had 2 moons. It was 2 births, 2 moons, 2 Passovers. This is another thing that shows you that we're not going to make it to the next moon, because this moon right here was in April, okay, and that was the pink moon. This moon was in May, the flower moon. Put them together, pink flower moon is what this is, and these are 2 moons, 2 halves make 2 moons. It's within this time frame. So sometime between these moons, and before the 3rd moon in June, which is like June 6th, I think. Yeah, that makes sense. June 6th, because it was the 7th of May, so it's like 29 and a half days. So it's June 6th. So and that makes sense to the end of May. And that's before also when the Bible says summer is nigh as well. And like I've said many times, Pentecost is all the dispensation, all the ages have changed at Pentecost. And there's many examples of Pentecost. There's so many examples of that and why Pentecost is important. Like, this is Elijah. This is Elijah. And that's a fire coming down. And that's a type or a shadow of fire coming down at Pentecost, because Elijah was raptured. People don't believe in rapture. They don't get the Old Testament. The Old Testament is the New Testament concealed, and the New Testament is the Old Testament revealed. The Old Testament are types and shadows of Jesus, and also the body of Jesus and things like that. So what's going to happen is fire is going to come down, like as in nuclear destruction or whatever weapons they're going to actually use. Who knows? But millions of people are going to die from destruction in all these cities and everything in the United States. The United States is going to be completely destroyed, utterly destroyed, as completely on the 31st, I believe. I'm saying May 31st is my grand guess that the bride of Christ will be taken out of here as nukes go down or destruction comes down. And that's all in here. And then guess what? Elijah went during Pentecost, and he was raptured. Okay? And then also this guy, Enoch. He's another type of rapture. Noah and his family were left, and Enoch was raptured. And guess what? Enoch was born on Pentecost and raptured on Pentecost. So there's a massive case to be made for Pentecost. Not only my numbers and all the things the Lord showed me, and that's my ministry the Lord's given me to dissect these things in iPad Go 2 and other things in media, and then prove this time frame, show you that He cares and He wants you to have evidence that He exists. He's not just saying, believe in me and that's it, just have blind faith and everything. He wants you to have evidence. I mean, look at doubting Thomas. He put his fingers in the holes of Jesus, or where his holes were, or whatever. I mean, he saw it. He believed it. He says, here you go. See, believe, see and believe. I mean, he understands that. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. The reason why I do all this is because I want to show evidence. Listen, I know most of this stuff is going to happen, and I've been shown it already, and I could just stay with that. But that's not good enough for me, and that's not good enough for the Lord. I have to share it with people, and then He wants me to put a time frame on it. Because when that time frame is eventually right, which I think, man, I'm so close to thinking this has got to be it. But who knows? We'll see. I mean, I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball. He never tells me the exact future on purpose, and nobody else until it's at the end. He may have told me right now, and I don't know until it happens because we're very close. But anyway, my point is, Jesus cares for you. He wants you to know that He exists. He wants you to have evidence that He exists and that He loves you. He cares for you, and He's your only way out of this. Do you think this is going to turn back to normal? There's no way. I mean, right now our economy is so bad, it's never going to go back. And that's what all the leading people are saying. The real ones, not the liars on major networks. But if you really look at the major ones that know what's going on, they're like, this is over. I mean, our economy, we're talking depression now. Because, I mean, just that fact. I mean, there's so much more going on. I mean, everybody's stopping meat from being distributed and everything. I mean, eventually, the only way you're going to be able to get anything is by the government tit and the government stamp, the mark. And that's it. So I'm imploring you, all of you, and thanking you for your support that you've given me and my family, and the prayers, and continue the prayers until the time we leave, because I'm going to be attacked even more, and my videos are going to be even more shadow banned, because if I'm right about this time completely, then I may go off YouTube. Who knows? I've been having YouTube mess with me so hard, deleting stuff of mine, not putting videos up. I had to put them up several times. I mean, just so many things. I can't even say all of it. It's just deleting videos. Like, I'm talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C, D, F, G, the technology. They've deleted all those. Would have to do with the CV, and it does. That shows me that it's true. They've deleted all of them. And the stuff that have to do with what the CV is really about and everything. And I had to put stuff on BitChute. In fact, I'm going to put a link to in the description box as well in this video about my video I put up on BitChute, and maybe even this one as well. I'll put this one up on BitChute as well, in case it gets deleted or something, or my account goes away, because it very well could. About the CV and about the vax that's coming and everything. It's crazy. It's crazy. The information that's out there that they're squelching and shutting down and stopping. So anyway, thank you so much for everything. And I also want to ask any of you that are able to give. My rent is due again, and I'm asking if you're able to give, please. And I also family needs some more food again too, and all that. I appreciate anyone that can give. I'll have a PayPal link in the description box. I appreciate that very much. My family appreciates that. I mean, the Lord just led me not to say anything for the last several videos, but now He's telling me to say something, and so I'm just going to do what He says, and that's it. And then inevitably, it's the right people end up giving, and right now I'm great. The Lord's good. He takes care of us. It's just what we need all the time. I mean, it seems like exactly the timing is just what we need every single time. And so if you're inspired, I appreciate it. Again, the link's in the description box. Thank you so much, and thanks for all your prayers. And I beg you, all of you, please, in Jesus' name, share this video. I mean, I know date setting and all that stuff. That's what people say. By the way, date setting is a CIA term. It was to keep people away from talking about dates. They call it date setting. And I'm not even setting a date. I'm saying this date could happen. I'm speculating, just like anybody would in the stock market. They're speculators, and no one goes, "Hey, you speculators, you have the devil." I mean, seriously. Or people who, what about a attorney or like a prosecutor says this guy's guilty? Well, what if he's wrong? People go, "Oh, you were wrong. After that trial, you were so wrong," and I just, whatever, you're so wrong. I mean, give me a break. It's life. People speculate about all kinds of things. People love people that speculate about the stock market, especially when they're on the right side of it. Oh man, you're the greatest person ever. But don't speculate about the end times and what might happen and when the raptures might be and all that stuff. Give me a break. I mean, you're ultra religious and silly if you make a big deal about that. And when I'm guessing. Now, if I come on here and say, thus said the Lord, and da da da, and then I keep changing it. And oh yeah, but that's not really what he meant. I mean, I've been around a lot of those kind of people. I'm just like, wait a minute, that's not what you said. Now you're saying something different. You're saying that's not what you really said. I say what I mean what I say. So, without beating a dead horse anymore, thank you. And this is Exalted Lamb 1, over and out.